Good day, Rescue Enjoyers. This is going to be a quick one today. Well, unfortunately, this wasn't what we were expecting. We were hoping with the likes of potentially see some late picks, we might see the likes of Thundergold or Flashbacks Tier 3, but no, it didn't happen. That's quite unfortunate. But we did see the trend of late picks just before some holiday-themed skin rustors. So what do we see here? Late pick. What do we see here? Extra late pick. This was in the Rust Workshop for 10 months. Then you got these two skins. Both of those were late picks. So we did see quite a lot of late picks today, but we didn't even get a single piece of clothing and armour. Whatever, it is what it is, but now I need to talk to you in regards to what can we expect from here and now. So, the expectation is with the next two Rustors, it's looking to be Easter Rustors. Next week, Face Puncher is going to implement the Easter, in-game events with the eggs that you had to collect and whatnot, so that'll be taking place, but I can't help but assume 21st and the 28th of May will be Easter Rustors. And if anything, I get the feeling that over the course of these next three Rustors, including this one, we probably won't be investing into them that much. So I guess that's a bit of relief for you to be aware of. You take it as you will. But in regards to all the newest Easter skins, yes, there's a big fat batch of them right there, and I'll discuss that a little bit later. But we can still, at the very least, discuss these skins, and we can still consider, could some of them potentially be alright investments? We'll try our best. Now, at first glance, yeah, you might not notice it, but a lot of the people that got acceptances today don't normally get that many acceptances. I've got Saddest over here. I think this is the first skin he got this year, and he got likes of Hessiam. It's his second pick. Then I look at the likes of Sean Mick. He's only just recently got a few. You've got Kazaru here. So what I'm guessing is this was like, I don't want to say placeholder, pseudo last Rustor of the month. What do you mean? Well, you might be aware, but typically with the last Rustor of the month, a lot of the skins that get picked are by people who don't normally get that many acceptances. So I'm under the impression that because the next 2 weeks are very likely going to be Easter Rustors, they probably felt the need to do this now, and then of course, whatever happens afterwards happens. But yeah, we're really hoping for some Thundergold hoodie and pants and Flashbacks Tier 3. Didn't happen. It's unfortunate. We're just now going to have to accept that we have to wait for potentially a version 2 and a version 3 for both of them. Or maybe April Force Wipe. I'm not going to lean into that much, but maybe. I wouldn't like rely on that. So anyway, we know that we probably won't be spending a ton of money from here and now. We won't be investing in that much. But with what we see here, is there still potentially some things that could work out quite right? My by default stance is I'm just going to stick with doing buy orders, because I'll be honest with you, I'm very 50-50, and I'll explain why. So let's jump in. What's looking somewhat interesting? Number one, the garage door. Now this looks very cool. Kazaru did a very good job with this. Look at that. That looks like a lovely little scenic view and whatnot. That's a cool looking garage door. There's a big problem though. What did we just literally have the previous week? Another cool looking glow in the dark garage door. And if I could just hop out of this and go back to the previous week, what was that? It was the blocky rig garage door, and it did about 30,000 sales. It sold a lot. However, this actually might be interesting for our brand new garage door. So at the moment, he's okay for now, but then another garage door appearing literally next week. Anyway, this is selling for a higher price, and it's just appeared just after a garage door did 30,000 sales. I'm going to sit here and assume I don't think that's going to be doing that many sales. I mean, across the board, all of these skins, I don't think they're going to be doing that many sales, but I speak more specifically about that one. It's a good-looking garage door. I think people will be appreciating it as time goes on, but how many of them will actually be bought? How many of them will be in circulation? That's an interesting thing that we need to keep an eye on, all right? Let's say that only did about 10,000 sales. I'm definitely keeping an eye on that, but I'm not surprised to see we keep getting more interesting-looking garage doors. Don't forget, last year, we got about 30, right? 30 garage doors that were accepted in total. And whilst you might have a very cool looking garage door at one point, down the line, you'll probably see another very cool one appear later down the line. And Twitch drops as well. Twitch drops are for free, so that's only causing more problems. So at first glance, you might sit there and say, that looks awesome, I'm going to go buy one or buy 100 because I think it's going to be a good investment. Be cautious. There could still be some potential problems down the line, aka some other interesting garage doors that appear. And, quite literally, we had one the previous week, and we've immediately got another one just the week after. So what I'm looking at here is an interesting looking garage door, but I'm still very hesitant. And the smart thing to do is, knowing that this is abnormal, right? I'm going to wait. I'm going to look at this on Wednesday. I'm going to see how many sales have happened. Then I'm going to consider, how much I want to offer. I'm going to do my abnormal buy orders, and then of course I'll consider buying it afterwards. All right. It's a good looking skin, but I feel like if it does about 15,000 sales, I probably won't go near it. But if it only does about 10,000 sales, that's different. That's interesting then. So I'm 50-50. I am mainly going to stick with doing a buy order, but I want to see how this turns out by Wednesday, all right? Cool. All right. What other skins are looking reasonably interesting? Again, 50-50, all right? I think I might, give some love to the likes of the Chameleon Python, So Milho Frito is definitely a standout skin creator compared to the rest of these guys. He's been making skins since 2015, all right? So I know some people probably thought, but Hedge, how can you sit there and say people that don't get many acceptances? Yes, Milho's different. He's different. I get that. I know. But with what we've seen from him in the past with the likes of this Chameleon set, Now, some of these skins aren't doing too bad. Some of them are, but it's more based on the fact that, gun demand. How often are you using a custom SMG? How often are you using an LR300? And then when you look at the likes of the SAP, it's only down by 14%. So, and if anything, it's only got 25 quantity on the Steam market. Really? Wow, that's actually interesting. 26, but said 25 there. That could easily rebound. Like a few sales. Oh, suddenly it's back up in the positive again. I'm actually surprised by that. Right, anyway, so this still has some very nice reasonable demand. A very cool looking holographic set. And I wouldn't be surprised if we keep seeing more. And I do think we're going to start seeing the likes of deplorables and clothing and armor at some point later this year, right? Keep that in mind. So to see this Python, I welcome it. We haven't had a Python throughout all of this year so far, so this is the first one. Very nice to see. Last year we got 7 in total, but there was a bit of a problem. You might notice they didn't perform very well. All of them down to around $1. Ooh. What if we go down to the past here? See, over the past 2 or 3 years, only one Python skin has performed well, and it's the Blackout Python, and that has a cut down transparent aim sight. We don't have this on the Chameleon one. So it's definitely going to be a barter because I still assume this is going to do sales less than its Rustore price. I wouldn't be surprised. But I can still imagine it'll do better compared to most. But also, how much is that going to sell by Wednesday? What do you reckon? We're going to look at that. It's abnormal. We're going to assess a decent price to offer for it. We're going to do our abnormal barters, and then afterwards we'll look at it, and then we'll consider wanting to actually buy it. Because I get the feeling this actually might not do about 10,000 sales. So we've got to keep track of the sales and keep an eye on question, do we actually want to jump in? Is it going to be all right? So, yeah, maybe we don't get that many Pythons this year. Who knows? But we'll assess the situation on Wednesday night. And of course, in regards to the likes of this furnace over here, I'm interested, but I don't feel super confident in it. So, what are we about? Why do you care about this? Well, number one, it's a bit goofy, it's a bit silly, and at night time, it does stand out quite nicely. Okay, that's cool, but we've had plenty of very interesting furnaces that look pretty good at night time. Well, there is this other trend that I need to bring up to you. With the likes of furnaces, if you have an interior that's a different colour compared to the likes of yellow and orange and even red, they tend to do better. Now, there is one skin that doesn't match that, and it's the Spider Cocoon Furnace, which was very unfortunate. I lean to the idea that this probably sold far too much, and, well, once one person started dumping, everybody felt the need to dump, so that suffered very badly. But when we look at the likes of the Neon Vibes Furnace and the Abyss Furnace, and if we scroll down a little bit more, what else do we see? Well, we do have the likes of... I should have done this by price. There you go. You've got Tribe Furnace there. You've got Ghostly Flame right there. You've got Toxic Furnace there. All of these are in the positive. All of these with a unique colour. So if I go by highest price, what do we see? Ah, yes. Different colour. Different colour. Different colour. Different colour. So, what do you reckon? Do you reckon that might follow that trend? Or will we see far too many sales like Spider Cocoon? Well, as I said, I don't think these skins are going to be doing very big, sales. I think if this only does about 10,000, I might even consider doing a strong barter on it. I might even consider, buying some. So if it ends up being very dry and hardly any sales happen from here and now, well, I'm going to consider it, and that is also abnormal, right? So Wednesday night, we'll look at it, and we'll consider what we're going to do. Sounds good? So other than those 3 skins, I don't really have a lot of faith in the other skins. You might sit and say, oh, but the MP5 looks good. All right, fair enough, but we recently just had a very interesting looking MP5, and it's already down in the negative. So I'm actually a bit hesitant. So what am I making such a fuss about? I'm talking about the Apocalypse Nomad MP5. This right here has a better aim sight compared to the Blackout MP5, and it still did bad. It's very unfortunate, but it doesn't help that it came out somewhat recently compared to the likes of the Hedge MP5, which of course has an even better aim sight, and it was given away for free. And this only came out like 2 months ago. So I'm still thinking all the people that are still active and playing the game and whatnot have this, and they don't feel the need to buy any other MP5. So looking at the oil spill, sorry, my apologies, I can respect it. I do know that this was fully intended to be a collection, which I can show to you right now. There is the likes of the Python and the AK-47 there. I don't know if we're going to see more. I don't expect this to sell that much. Maybe this is the only one we see, but by default, I show you all the MP5s that exist that have come out somewhat recently, and what do we see? Try and show me one that's in the positive. Right, you got the blackout one. That's special. That's also got an interesting aim sight. But other than that, yeah, they're not doing super great. Gun demand. If people don't like using the MP5 that much, where's the justification to own a skin? Yes, I know. It's awkward, but yeah. Then we got the likes of the AK-47. Well, how many AKs have we had accepted over the past, 6 weeks? 6 in a row. Yeah. And yeah, I can't help but assume this is going to go down. It's not going to be like the Thunder Gold, which has a lot of support. It's going to probably end up like the Serpent AR, where it just goes and suffers. It's very unfortunate. By default, I don't assume much for it. Now, I do know Skullforce is expecting more primitive skins at some point down the line, but I don't think it's going to really help that much. So I don't think that's going to be doing okay. I think we're just going to be doing a cheap build on that. The door, no, sheet metal doors, how are they currently faring? We've had, 10 doors so far this year? Oh, there you go. Yeah, 9 doors out of 10 weeks, and it's not looking pretty. It's very unfortunate, but yeah, I think it's going to end up exactly like the Inquisitor metal door, around 50 cents. Sorry to say, but, I'm here to give you the proper answer. And then we got the likes of the inflatable tools. Well, you might sit there and say, Hedge, we don't get many tool skins, stone tool skins, do we? No, we don't. But it also looks like people don't care for them still. So yeah, that's not looking good either. So that's looking like it's going to go down to $1. So we'd have to do maybe 70 cents, 90 cents. So yeah, very quick. I know, it's 12 minutes long. Wow, okay, cool, that's quick. But there's not much to look at, I'm afraid. I don't want to sound mean. By all means, if you like the skins, go ahead, buy them, support the skin creators, keep them motivated, keep wanting to put out very nice creative designs in the future. But I stand by my point. I feel like this was more of a rush store that's supposed to be like the end of the month rush store based on the themes. So we've got a lot of skin creators here that don't get that many acceptances. And by all means, congratulations, guys. You got a skin accepted. Good for you. But yeah, I'm looking at this with the financial perspective, and I'm not super keen. So, what other words can I sit here and tell you right now? Well, I could point out, as I said, we've got a whole batch of Easter skins that have been submitted. Now, on Tuesday or Wednesday, you're very likely going to see a big fat collection being produced by TGG, also known as that German guy, and you're going to see all of these skins, and potentially even more. There's about 150, I reckon. And basically, these are going to be your skins for the Easter Rush store or stores. We shall see. I think it's going to be 2 weeks. So I will sit here and say the vast majority of the submissions, they're deplorables. There's only so many clothing and armor pieces and a reasonable amount of weapons. And if you want to see me talking about continuations that I spotted, please consider going to my YouTube right here. I've got this video right here, Easter Rust Workshop Skin Checks. Now, I haven't provided a collection because I don't want it to conflict with TGG's potential list, but if you were to go over to the likes of the description, I did provide links to every single skin that I showcased. So you can still oh, what's this, a chocolate garage door? And, well, there you go. Yeah. There you are. So you can still see the skins for yourself, and it's all in order based on what I showed. So, oh look, an Easter chick hammer. That's looking pretty cute, isn't it? Oh, maybe we might get a hammer skin. We haven't had one in a Rush store for 2 years. So there's plenty of interesting little things like that. And of course, if you just want to skip ahead to certain chapters, well, there you go. It's all there. So the choice is up to you. I provided it. And yeah, so quiet Rush store this week. We probably won't be going super crazy for holiday themed skins, what with the Easter Rush stores next, so at the very least you could probably feel comfortable in not having to stress over making sure you have enough money for buy orders. And buy orders is another thing that I want to bring up to you. If you've been doing quite a lot of buy orders recently, we are going to be seeing the likes of the Copenhagen stickers releasing at some point. It looks like they're doing this in a different way, where we're not going to see the actual release of the stickers until later on. We don't fully know that yet. If it doesn't come out tomorrow, that seems to be a definitive thing. But we are still expecting brand new stickers to come out. They are borderless. It's been revealed that they are borderless, and it's definitely going to cause some problems, for Steam as a whole. Oh, yes, it is. So you should definitely keep track of your Rust skins, and you should definitely keep track of your buy orders. You need to go double check every single thing, and if the price of the skins that you've bartered on are getting too close to your buy order, you might want to consider removing some buy orders. I do this all the time, right? So, for example, let's go take a look at this Hypergena box. All right, I've got a buy order in it. And current price of my currency is 78 pennies. My buy order is 60 pennies. Yeah, no, I'll keep that. That's fine. Yeah, there's still a few buy orders. I'm fine with that. I'll keep that. So yeah, that's just a good quick example to showcase. Just go double check, because you don't want to be dumped on. You don't want like 50 skins of something that's completely lost its value, and you end up spending a ton of money. And yeah, that's not fun, is it? So go double check everything. And with that, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy yourself. Best of luck with your investments, and I'll catch you later. See you and goodbye.